green, green, green.
Dad,
This one here, that's yellow.
That's what?
Yellow. This one down here.
But that's turned, look.
Why do you think it's a different colour? Yellow. Red.
In dealing with a handicapped child, I feel that there are 3 factors that are of utmost importance. The first one being to get him under treatment at the earliest stage possible. The second one, to listen to and to trust and to follow the advice given to you by the professional people concerned with your child. And thirdly, I think this one probably one of the most important, to include a handicapped child in every possible family activity.
In every generation of children, in every country, from 1 to 3 in 1,000 are born with a defect of the ankle joint known as club foot. In this part of the world, for some reason as yet undiscovered, clubfoot is more common among Polynesian babies than it is among Europeans. Fortunately, what was once a major crippling handicap can now be virtually cured, given early treatment by an orthopedic surgeon and proper follow-up management.
All right?
Yes.
And how's your auntie been?
He's all right.
All right. And the splint's comfortable?
Yeah.
Are you sleeping all right at night?
He sleeps all night.
Yeah. And you're putting him out on the floor a bit?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
By the time Ioane is 8 or 9 years old, he'll be able to play football as well as his mates. Johnny was born with clubfoot. Today he can do all the things any healthy young New Zealander of his age does. Successful treatment of clubfoot, as with other disabilities, depends largely on early diagnosis of the condition. All babies born in our hospitals are thoroughly examined by a paediatrician for signs of any abnormality at birth and during the first few weeks of life.
Can you see how he's extending the other leg? And again, this is called a...
Later, the Plunkett nurse makes regular checks as the baby grows to make sure that his development is normal, so that the family doctor can be told of any defect and treatment can be started early when it's most effective.
That's the boy. Good. Thank you. Good boy.
But some of the most complex disabilities arising in the twilight world of the unborn baby have so far resisted all endeavours of medical science to find a cure.
If your baby has been born with a spina bifida, it's got a number of problems to deal with. And the reason for this multiplicity of problems is that this is a congenital defect which arises very early in life, around about the 4th week after conception. And at this stage, the baby's spinal cord ought to be being covered in by skin and bone, but this process doesn't happen. Now, the bottom part of the spinal cord usually works the legs and the bladder. And because it hasn't been covered in, it doesn't work properly. And so when the baby is born, the legs and the bladder are not properly functioning. Sometimes the legs are just slightly affected, but in some cases they're quite badly affected.
And up. And big bump.
A visiting physiotherapist shows Tanya's mother how she can help her baby in a practical way.
Down he goes. Up she comes. And look, there they are. Those are your toes. Look, that's a good girl. Now this is getting the feeling of her feet and recognising them for herself.
All children with a handicap, especially spina bifida, need understanding and constant support from the whole family.
Yes.
At meal times, Ginny takes her usual place in the family circle in a modified high chair.
Thank you.
Another useful adaptation is a swivel chair adjusted to the height of the wash basin. And in a trolley made by Dad, Ginny and her companion, Milky, can explore their small world.
More. And then we'll be ready. 2 more.
Now comes a new form of splint, which enables a child whose legs, in Ginny's words, don't work properly, to walk on spring-loaded foot plates by swinging from side to side.
Off you go.
Using these clickety-clacks, as the children call them, developed from overseas designs at Waikato Hospital, a child with spina bifida can soon learn to move under his own power, upright, and with both hands free.
Good boy. Good boy. Swing, swing. Hey, you walked up my pen. You're going to go around and draw a picture for me now? Here it is. Here it is. Now you draw a picture. Draw a picture. Round. Swing, swing. Go around and see Mummy. Where's Mummy? You tried on Mummy's foot then.
Did you come?
Don't draw on Mummy's.
With the use of both hands, Andrew can stand up and draw a picture, while Kay entertains her physiotherapist friend to afternoon tea.
Yes, it. Oh, that smells nice too. I think orange biscuit orange biscuit. Chocolate biscuits and orange drinks go nicely, don't they?
Now, like any other little girl, Kay takes her doll for a walk. For longer journeys, especially when you're a schoolgirl, Ginny thinks that a wheelchair and the company of Big Brother Martin is a happy arrangement. When a disabled child reaches play centre or kindergarten age, an education department psychologist begins a program of assessment, which will be a useful guide for parents and teachers to the prospects ahead. In some places where crippled children are unable to attend a local kindergarten, the kindergarten goes to the children. Twice a week, staff and equipment travel to church halls and other convenient buildings within a radius of 20 to 30 miles from the nearest Crippled Children's Society headquarters.
I got that.
What's that? Flower. Is that a flower?
At the Dunedin Centre, parents meet and discuss the progress of their children with the kindergarten director.
She feels like she's achieving something, I'm sure, in herself.
The more that they can do, the happier and more settled and contented they feel. And so therefore they're going to do more then. In Grant, I've noticed his vocabulary has extended tremendously, especially in the last term. Do you notice this at home?
Yes, we do, very much.
This kindergarten also serves as a training ground for medical students who are especially interested in child development.
He spent the first 4 years of his life really just sitting. And of course life now is totally different now that he's up on his 2 feet. He's a lot more independent and a lot more confident.
What happens to these children when they grow beyond the age of the kindergarten and come to go to normal school?
Mingamala seals. At the moment there's no provision for Mingamala seals, but we're going to hope to have about 6 in a normal class somewhere in Dunedin, but we're at the moment looking for a suitable school to do something like this.
When a child is ready to move up to a normal kindergarten or primary school, the director gives him a helping hand into an exciting new world. This is a great day for Tony. He's now a schoolboy. Where children are unable to join this magic circle because they're handicapped or live in isolated places, the correspondence school provides a service of education by mail. Each course is individually planned to meet the needs of a particular child, and lesson assignments are usually supervised by a parent.
That's right. 1.
What's this word say?
The children themselves keep in touch with their school in Wellington. A letter to the teacher is a mutually enjoyable part of the curriculum.
Hello, Jenny. Here are your envelopes.
Oh, thank you, Anne. Oh, good. And if there's a letter. Yes, here it is. Oh, he says, on Saturday I went to the beach. I took Mum and Dad for a ride in the boat, and my sister and Lassie. I caddied for Dad when he played golf. Love from Lionel.
Lionel's parents encourage all their children's hobbies and pastimes. Lionel has recently taken up simple wood carving as part of his lesson assignment on Maori art and culture. The traditional stick game is being used by a Rotorua physiotherapist as a means of helping to improve the hand skills and coordination of children who have cerebral palsy.
Side, turn, back and left, left. Okay, now this one. 1, 2, and throw. 1, 2, throw. 2, and throw in the side. 1, 2, left. 1, 2, left. 1, 2, left. 1.
More orthodox therapy is provided at the Crippled Children's Society's pool in Auckland.
These leg exercises, shall we? Come on. First one leg and then...
Exercises can be done more easily in a warm pool, and many disabled children also learn to swim, an activity they can share on equal terms with other children.
You're going to blow me some bubbles.
Volunteer instructors lead the way to new freedom of movement for even severely handicapped children at Moana Pool, Dunedin. Children from the Cerebral Palsy Unit, Rotorua, are often taken to the local mineral pools, where physiotherapy and fun go hand in hand. The Cerebral Palsy Unit is now a centre for intellectual and physical assessment of young disabled children from all parts of the country.
Went to a show. You saw Mickey Mouse. Oh, that was...
Children stay at the unit for anything from a day to a term or longer, while observations are made in clinics and classrooms.
What is that one? Yes, can you find another one? What's that one?
Right, and can you find another one?
At the end of the period of observation, staff therapists and teachers are able to summarize the progress of the whole child and to indicate areas where further help is needed.
I think she could have some help with this. She can undo...
Parents are told the results of assessment and are offered advice on the way ahead by the medical superintendent.
And she's shown quite a lot of gains in this time. The last week we've had a good opportunity to have another look at her, and you've had a chance to talk to all the therapists who've seen her in this time.
Yes.
I hope all your questions have been answered.
Yes,
Good, because she's 5 now, and her twin is going to school next term, is that right?
Yes.
So that one would think that Catherine should be due for school too. As far as her intellectual potential is concerned, she's fine for school, and she's ready to learn.
For Catherine's mother, heartening news. Catherine can now go to school, just like her sister.
The best way that parents can help any crippled child is to make him as independent as possible. Encourage him, as Barry's parents have done so well, to do for himself as many things as he can that the others do, and thus gain great satisfaction from each achievement. You'd be amazed at all the things Barry can do, both in swimming and sports, as well as in class.
Barry, bring yours up and show me how you're getting on with it, please. Just bring your book. Do they all fit in? Yes, doing well, Barry.
Part of Mount Roskill Primary School, Auckland, is a class for physically handicapped children, where the pupils mix freely and share classrooms with children in the rest of the school. The class acts as a stepping stone for disabled children into the ordinary school system. Like all primary school children, their social experience is broadened by regular visits to local places of interest.
How did we travel, or how did we journey to the museum? Our second question. Paul? What was that one? Now, what kind of day was it? It's a good girl. What was the weather? What was the weather like? John?
Beautiful sunny spring morning.
That's a very good answer, John. Yes, it was a beautiful sunny spring morning. So when you write your story...
18 years ago, in the senior classroom at the Cerebral Palsy Unit, Christine first learned to write. It took years of patient, determined effort to progress from this to this. Today, in her spare time, Christine studies music theory and composition.
Well, Chris, that's very good so far. You've done that very well indeed. Now, what have you left this out for?
I'm not sure about it.
Well, now,
I know what I want.
what's this chord here?
5/7 and C major.
Well, now, that has to resolve...
Christine is most interested in classical music, and although she is not able to play an instrument, she sings in the university choir and at her church.
special programme of the NZBC. The time is 8 o'clock.
By courage and hard work, Christine has gained a great deal of independence. She now lives in her own flat, drives her own car, and earns her own living.
Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Education Department. Are you here? Maybe?
For many young people like Christine, the Crippled Children's Society in Auckland provides a doorway to achievement. Here, the Society runs a comprehensive program of job training and evaluation, as well as an industrial training unit.
Onto that one, round there. That's very good. Now, with this white one, we're going from, see there, from 2 to 9. Okay? You know where 2 is, don't you? So you go along there, you play this one around here. Would you like to do that for me now? Show me how you do it. Put round that nice and firmly, that's the boy. There, then fast straight. Just round that one there. That's it. Now follow the other one right around. Do that for me. Good. Then you go 1 to 9. That's it.
The aim of the program is to help young men and women who are disabled to qualify for a suitable job and to enjoy life and work to the best of their ability as responsible members of the community. In the Aids to Daily Living department, an occupational therapist demonstrates the use of special equipment designed to make life easier for disabled people at home.
Now, always regulate your taps before you start showering yourself, otherwise you'll burn yourself.
Okay.
All right? Right. There you go.
A visiting occupational therapist also offers advice to families remodeling their home to make it more convenient for a disabled child to live in.
We've drawn this out to scale.
Before starting work on the alterations, Lynn's father made a plan of the bathroom and a wheelchair to scale.
Change it round and probably use a shower bath in here.
Oh, these are these low-type baths.
Yes.
Ah, yes.
There is an area that Lynn can sit on.
Yes.
Lynn usually walks with calipers and crutches, but when she needs both hands free, in a school cookery class for instance, she relies on a belt made from canvas or nylon webbing. With a similar kind of safety belt, Julie and her friends can enjoy the pleasures and benefits of riding a pony. In this activity, they are supported by the Friends of Disabled Riders, a voluntary society based in Auckland. This comparatively new venture for disabled children and other matters of interest are recorded in word and picture by the editor of Crippled Children's Society newsletter. Many thousands of people interested in helping crippled children are thus kept in touch on matters of common concern through press, radio, film, television, and talks to school and community groups.
Visit children at home and at school, help the mothers and fathers and help the brothers and sisters. Very important people all over New Zealand whom we call the field officers.
Well, how's he today?
Very well, thank you.
On the east coast of the North Island, a field officer brings a new pair of surgical boots to help in correcting Nanipunga's club foot, so that he'll grow up straight and tall, like his brothers.
And see that he wears them all the time, as he has been doing, because his feet are in very good position.
And on the west coast of the South Island, a field officer calls to see how Olwen is managing the built-up pedals of her trike. Olwen has cerebral palsy. Now, like other children, she can ride her trike to school. For a CCS field officer, every day is different. New tasks and new responsibilities, but always the same rewarding satisfaction. A job worth doing well. One day she may take a mother and her children home from clinic or hospital. The next day she may be helping one of the young adults on her register to find a suitable job. Bill, for instance, is now a proofreader on a daily newspaper. His field officer also advised him on ways of buying a car and having it fitted with hand controls. Freedom from dependence on others for transport made a big difference to Bill's life. Travelling to and from work is no longer the burden it was, and at weekends he can take his mother or friends for drives in the country. Field officers work from a variety of Crippled Children's Society headquarters, large and small, serving well over 8,000 children and their parents throughout New Zealand. Some branches have minding centres or day care units. Others provide holiday homes where disabled children and their families can stay together in a convenient and peaceful environment. The Society also provides hostel accommodation where young disabled adults may live while they are working or studying away from home. And everywhere, all the time, the search for ways of preventing crippling handicaps goes on, using all the resources of modern medicine. One of the most encouraging achievements, pioneered at National Women's Hospital, is blood transfusion of an unborn baby to prevent Rh hemolytic disease. Under a local anaesthetic, the mother-to-be is conscious all through the operation.
Rh hemolytic disease represents a relatively small and concise entity whose proper care and prevention, nevertheless, will remove a small but definite proportion of spasticity.
At the National Dental School, a student learns how a spastic child can be treated, with mother's help, in a way that overcomes her fear of going to the dentist. The community in general can do much to help crippled children. The Society's Hamilton branch holds a gala day every year to raise funds. And every year, the public response is generous. Some people buy plants, others fry sausages. Whatever they do, their contribution helps children who are handicapped.
Have the toilet way free, right? Not yet. Not really. No,
Just so much.
Yeah.
Roll up, roll up. Oh, no, not this time. One more. Who's next? Step right up to the string. Watch out for the gentleman behind you.
The Society's concern for disabled children and their parents has earned the active support of many volunteer workers. They help in a wide variety of ways, from volunteer drivers who involve themselves in their cars in the Society's work, to volunteer walkers like these Air New Zealand hostesses, making a 10-mile sponsored walk in their off-duty time to raise funds for the Society. Everyone can do something to help a crippled child.
During the film you've just seen, we've observed how different forms of treatment for handicapped children can be provided at different stages. When the disease or problem arises later, or for prevention even before birth. As medical science advances, we shall be able to treat more and more conditions in a preventive way before birth. This was shown particularly well in the case of the RH disease, where several years ago we were treating by blood transfusion after birth. Now by better prediction before birth and transfusion before birth, we're making greater progress. And the next step, which we have with us now, is prevention of the RH disease by serum inoculation of mothers during pregnancy. This shows the way that we're moving from definitive treatment to preventative treatment, and we all appreciate that prevention is vastly better than cure, though, as you've seen today, the cure methods are equally well advancing.